Good morning. What I want to talk to you about today is settling. Have you settled? Have you settled for a life that you don't want? And this one, oh my goodness, this is one we have to really evaluate on a regular basis is have we settled for a life that we don't want? Is it that we think we don't deserve something better? Is it that we're not willing to do the work to get a better life? But settling is a pattern. It's a destructive pattern you will see throughout your life. So typically we settle in one area. So for example, career, we settle in relationships, we just accept the status quo. And I'm inviting you to think about not settling. Think about wanting something better. I'm not saying don't be grateful for what you have, because I believe in being grateful for what you have. But I believe that you don't have to settle in an area where you're not happy. You don't desire what you're receiving. Maybe it's you don't desire you're not happy with yourself, that you've settled yourself in the way that you are, in the way that you do things, in your career, in your business, in your relationships, in your money, in your time with your family or family. Maybe you've settled, but we have to value ourselves enough to want to change, to want to be better, to increase what we feel about it, increase our confidence in ourselves, increase our self-worth, where we're not putting up with just anything. We set boundaries, we set proper boundaries on a regular basis. We've decided that we're not going to settle, we're not going to be unhappy in an area, because I love what Jim Rohn says, we're not a tree. We don't have to stay the same. We don't have to stay in the same place. We can always move and do something different, and we can change, we can grow. So just think about, in what areas of your life are you settling? And so my first husband, when I met him, he had been working at a job for over a decade and had not received a raise, had never missed a day, never been late, and he was afraid. He had settled. He was comfortable. He knew what to expect. It was the same thing every single day. And I'm not criticizing anything. All I'm saying is that you can see settling all over ourselves, all of our lives. We if we're not careful, we will do the same things over and over again. We accept that this is what it is. We don't change. And I see people up, they're unhappy every single day because they have settled in a life that they don't want. They were going to do something different, and it was just too hard. And so they just decided they would just stay the same. It could be watching TV every single day when you want to increase your income, and you're settling because it's comfortable, it's easy. You know what to expect. You know every single day you're gonna come home and watch TV, put your feet up. But what about changing your life? What about what you really want? And so settling is easy, right? It is casual, it is passive, it is easy, it is what most of us do because we don't want to do anything different. We want our lives to change, but we don't want to take any action. So think about, for yourself, are you settling? Look at what your current situation is and look at what you really want. Decide what you really want and think about, just start writing down the steps. What would it take for me to get from here to where I really want to be? What has to happen for me to stop selling? Why am I selling? Do I think I don't deserve anything better? Just ask yourself the hard questions and start making decisions. If you want to, if you're tired of selling, start making decisions, start making changes, start writing down the things that you need to do in order to change. What do you need to do to stop selling? What would you like? What would your ideal life look like? And what would be the steps that you have to take? And you could just write it down on a piece of paper in your journal, all the steps you need to take in order for you to stop selling, in order for you to get to where you want to be, the steps that it would take for you to change your life. So decide today to stop settling. It is a destructive habit, a destructive pattern, and it will not change until you change, until you make a decision that you want to stop settling, that you want a better life.